dude, you did all this stuff and then you were like, now I'm going to be a Green Beret? Like, what else is there to accomplish?
That trip, I hated Special Forces. You remember like the old Rangers, was it a meme or a song or whatever? It's like, what about Special Forces?
Special Forces!
I didn't like them back in the day. I was like, yeah, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And I was pretty...
Most countries with oil don't either, but
yeah,
go
right.
ahead. Yeah.
So I went to selection. It was good. I found out I was getting awarded the Silver Star as I was boarding the plane to go to selection.
What's the best part about being Special Forces?
The relationships that I've built, especially overseas.
Yeah.
Especially with the Iraqi Special Forces guys. So
Why?
The heroism of Iraqi Special Forces. Those dudes fought back. They took back Ramadi. They took back Mosul.
Here's what I'm thinking right now when you're telling these stories. What a f***ing blessing to have done all that stuff there, to come back, to have the question answered. Was it worth it? To be able to see that firsthand, that there were people that actually gave a shit.
Yeah.
They were like, we're fighting too.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody who's got that. I don't know anyone who has any version of that. This episode was sponsored by Medical. Every veteran deserves respect, competency, and clarity when pursuing a disability claim. Of course, we all know the frustration is much more common. If you're looking for a better path and documentation that strengthens your disability rating request, start with our sponsor, Medical. Ree's team of professionals work with a network of experienced physicians, and they've already provided meaningful medical evidence for more than 25,000 veterans. And while they can't guarantee what the VA will decide, 95%, let me say that again, 95% of their clients reported receiving a disability rating of 70% or higher. That's because when you connect with Medical, they take the time to explain your options before you pay for anything. Free consultations. So don't give up on a stalled process or settle for an unfavorable decision from the VA. Cut through the frustration with accurate medical evidence and a streamlined approach that allows you to pursue your claim confidently. Head over to remedical.com, that's Romeo Echo Echo medical.com to book your free consultation. Check out our link in the podcast section for more details. Well, goddamn, dude. You did all this stuff and then you were like, now I'm going to be a Green Beret?
Yeah, so it's funny.
Like, what else is there to accomplish?
That trip, I hated Special Forces. You remember like the old Rangers, the old Rangers, was it a meme or a song or whatever? It's like, what about Special Forces? Fuck Special Forces.
Tired of the same old military? Are you a high-speed death machine trapped in a douchebag's body? Then cut the bullshit! Pick your vagina off the ground and go to Ranger School! Join an elite league of warriors that includes Master Chief Jason Bourne, defend the world from cosmic destruction! But what about Special Forces? Fuck Special Forces! So if you don't got what it takes, you can eat Ranger shit!
I didn't like them back in the day. I was like, yeah, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And I was pretty...
Most countries with oil don't either, but
yeah,
go
right.
ahead. Yeah.
I was pretty dead set on going to Ranger Regiment, but I ended up making E7 while I was out there. So they were like, no, fuck it, we don't need you anymore. And
you were gonna feel like what, a spot? Like they have so many E7s or
well, I was gonna take
E6s?
an E6 spot.
Yeah.
I was gonna be a squad leader over there. Obviously, if I passed the RASP or whatever. And I made E7, and they were like, "Yeah, we don't need you no more. We don't want it. We don't need a fucking E7, you know."
Yeah.
And so I immediately came down on Ranger Training Brigade order, so to be a Ranger School instructor. And at first I was like, ah, crap, you know. And so I called down there. I was like, hey, what, you know, I pretty much asked the boss down there, the sergeant major down there, like what my job was going to be. And he said I was going to go through all the boards. I was going to be a qualified Ranger instructor, but I wasn't going to walk with students. I was going to be in charge of the OP4.
Okay.
And fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that. Yeah.
And I was just like, you know, all right, let me figure out a way to get out of this, you know. So I found out that if I go to SFAS or Special Forces Assessment and Selection, I could get out of RTB orders if I got selected. So that's where that's the route I ended up going.
Yeah.
And so I went to selection. It was good, and I got selected. It was funny. I found out I was getting awarded the Silver Star as I was boarding the plane to go to selection.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, that's cool, you know.
Yeah. Hope they don't find out. Yeah.
And
look, Mr. Silver Star is here.
Yeah. So it was that was kind of cool. And then, you know, got selected, and it took me a while before I think I stayed back a few months because usually, you go to selection a few months later, you go straight to the Q course, which is, the Special Force Qualification course. I stayed back. I don't remember why I stayed out longer. But in that time, I was able to compete in Best Ranger, which was, to me, it's the greatest accomplishment in my military career personally.
Jesus.
By far.
Well, you've got too many of them. I'm getting tired of your accomplishments.
And so did Best Ranger and then went to the Q course, and it was, my next story began there, and it was just all the other nonsense that I got myself into.
Yeah. I don't want to truncate anything in your career, but like when you think of your time in Special Forces versus like regular big Army, I don't know what y'all call it. Like
we call it the big Army.
Big Army. Yeah. I mean, what are some things that stick out about it? I mean, from outside looking in, if you're infantry and you're like, I want to keep being infantry, the main reason I wanted to go to Stay or MARSOC or anywhere else was like big boy rules, I can imagine there's that same thing there. But
so my initial thought process was first, before I wanted to go to Ranger Regiment and then, go to Special Forces, was I kind of saw the way the wars were changing and I wanted to stay in the fight. I wanted to be
kinetic.
I wanted to stay there. Yeah. I wanted,
that's a way to do it.
And I didn't want to go be a Ranger school instructor because there's still fucking war to be had. I didn't want to just, stop and teach students, which is great. That's not what I'm not about that right now.
Yeah.
Back then. And so went Special Forces, and I got lucky. I ended up going to the Crisis Response Force, which is like the specialty company in 5th Group or 5th Special Forces Group. And
no shit.
Had a great time there. And it was just more for me. It was just always, it was never enough. I never had enough. I never got into the fight enough, at least in my opinion,
Do you still feel that way now?
100%. Well, I wish. I mean, it's different now.
Has that fire been put out at least a little bit?
No, not at all. Well, if given the opportunity, fucking dude, I'll be there in a sec. That's it's like a passion inside you. Like,
I know.
Fucking obsess over, finding the right people and killing the right people and doing that,
War's the best drug there is.
It's you fucking obsess over it, like incessantly, to where like it probably ruined,
relationships,
relationships, all that other stuff. But it was just like, it was a passion that you can't fucking, you're not going to get away from that.
Dude,
I
had to make up crazy stuff to just kind of subvert it. Like, I just throw myself with reckless abandon into creative projects who aren't even close, but they're dangerous and risky.
Yeah.
And if I can just get a little hint of like, this might not work. This is kind of scary.
Yeah.
It's close. It's not the same thing. It's like artificial drugs. There's literally nothing like it. And I've done many things in my life, as you and as Balaz has, and I don't know. It's tough. It's like sometimes I'm like, what if it comes back? What if that desire comes back? What am I gonna do to?
Yeah.
I don't know. Contracting. I don't want to do contracting.
And it absolutely consumed my every single day, every single night, even when I was back in the States. That's all I obsessed over,
Time to go back.
Exactly.
Put me out.
It was fucking awesome,
Yeah.
And it was good.
It was good.
Yeah.
How many deployments did you do so how long have you been in 5th Group?
I'm almost 10 years now.
So how many deployments have you done?
I've done 6.
6?
Yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah.
y'all do like rotations, or like go out for like what, 3 months at a time, something like that? Or
for a while I was doing, it was like 4 and 6 months. It changed. I was always trying to stay behind as long as I could. I lucked out.
Overseas or here?
Overseas. Yeah. Yeah. So we did, for a while we did 4 on, 12 off, and then 6 on, 12 off. So it was a little bit better than that. I was always, every trip I went on, I was always like weaseling ways to fucking, stay longer, do other things.
You're an addict.
So like,
He's an addict, this guy.
In 2019, I was in, not 2019, it was 2018. I was in Baghdad with a CRIF, and I weaseled my way into Syria as a 2-man sniper team. And then...
Are you a sniper? You're a sniper?
I am, yeah.
Yeah. So and, I like if you're like, I'm a sniper, and you get there and you're
I don't even have a sniper rifle.
Not really.
I got my X-ray machine.
Yeah. Bringing back old faithful.
Yeah. So I weaseled my way into there, and we did the push into the Shisha, which was one of the ISIS-controlled areas, and then we did the push all the way up. So Baghouz was like the final holding spot for ISIS, and we did push all the way up until Baghouz, and I didn't get to finish that, and that killed me even to today. I'm like, fuck, dude, there's so many people to kill, you know? And
Jesus Christ. Dude, I'm about to hit a recruiter, dude. You've got, dude. I'm like a diamond in an ice storm right now. You have no idea. If I didn't have these jorts on, it'd be a problem.
You know, so like it was freaking awesome. It was just me and my sniper partner Charlie, which ended up being my business partner later on. We essentially rolled with whatever team was pushing the flot, which is the forward line of troops. You know, where the bad guys are. Whatever team was pushing the flot, we kind of like, you know, kind of hopped around a little bit, and it was a fucking sniper's dream.
Yeah. Fuck, dude, you're such a fucking animal. Hope you guys are enjoying the episode. If you want to continue to hear more stories like this and to help us grow the podcast, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and to also drop a rating and review. Every bit helps. Thank you so much. Now let's get back to the episode. What's the best part about being Special Forces besides kissing Navy SEALs? But like outside of that.
Oh, open mouth kissing them?
Yeah. You're like, I can't wait till our book deals come out. We both are sponsored by sunglass companies.
To be honest, at least in my opinion, the best thing about Special Forces was the relationships that I've built, especially overseas.
Yeah.
Especially with the Iraqi Special Forces guys. So the guys, it's called the Counterterrorism Services.
Yeah.
They've been around since 06, A15 and B23, which was like back then, it was called the CIF, the Commanders Inter-Extremist Forces, which turned into the CRIF. They built the Iraqi Special Forces from the ground up, and they phenomenal dudes, phenomenal. And meeting those guys and getting in, you know, with those units and, you know, those individuals, I learned about their families. I met some other families. That, for me, that was the best part about meeting Special Forces. The networking alone, it was pretty awesome. But like once I got there and I really started getting embedded with those guys, and I learned their fucking stories really. In my first time I was there, I think it was 2015. And that was right during the height of ISIS going on, and they were getting fucking mutilated. But if it wasn't for Iraqi Special Forces, the country Iraq would have fallen to ISIS without a doubt.
Do you think that's as widely known as it should be? Because I don't think
not at all. There was a couple books out there that talk about it, but like it's not at all. It's like especially the heroism of Iraqi Special Forces, the Iraqi Counterterrorism Forces, which is ICTF, and then a couple other specialty units. Those dudes fought back. They took back Ramadi. They took back Mosul. And
that's what I'm fucking saying. Like it's just not widely known.
They don't know, and it was such a crazy time politically because it was at the tail end of Obama's presidency.
Yeah.
It was,
45 was around the corner.
Yeah. So actually, he got elected while I was in Iraq. And the Iraqis were super excited.
Wait, say that again. Say that.
Yeah, so especially the Iraqi Special Forces guys, the Iraqi people were excited to see Obama leave, because of what happened in 2011.
And they were excited to see Donald Trump win.
They were. So, well, at least like what was to come. They were nervous, but they wasn't sure. But they were excited to see Obama leave because 2011 was a disaster. They pulled out of Iraq, and essentially what one of my friends told me, he's an Iraqi general, and his call sign, and he is actually cool. I'm not going to say his name, but he was the only Iraqi that was authorized to drop American bombs as a JTAC.
Holy shit, that's so dope.
His call sign was Archangel, and he's fucking awesome. He's Ranger qualified. He's fucking awesome.
It's just an Iraqi general, Ranger qualified?
Yeah.
He's a verified JTAC.
Yeah.
He's been to JFO school, JTAC. Can you briefly explain what that means to be a JTAC?
So a JTAC, they're the ones that call in, they're the ones that control aircraft when you're on operations. Yeah, from the ground. And I don't know if he actually went to our JTAC schools, but I think he went to an Iraqi JTAC school but he got blessed off on just because who he was at his stature. So he was in the Iraqi Counterterrorism Services from the get-go. He told me after 2011, essentially, so we did all this work, especially with Iraqi Special Forces, that essentially that the United States built a Ferrari of a fighting force. Damn. And then when we pulled out in 2011, we handed the keys over to a child, and the first person did was fucking wreck that into a fucking wall. Jesus. And so that's why ISIS built up. We knew about ISIS back in 2007, 2008.
They've been around for a long time.
100%, yeah.
And then they did a collab with Boko Haram, and we were still like, they'll be all right. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, and then so, the heroism that came out of those dudes, ICTF in particular, they were in Ramadi when it fell. They were the last ones in Ramadi, a single battalion fighting all those dudes in Ramadi.
Oh shit.
And essentially he was told, he told his guys like, fucking get out of the city. You're in it we're by ourselves. At the time the US wasn't helping at all. And the Iraqi army completely, abandoned ship, and they were trapped and they had to leave. And one company of ICTF got stuck in the center of Ramadi. When I told you guys the center of Ramadi where the Marines fought, they got stuck in the center of Ramadi, surrounded by thousands of ISIS.
Oh,
and they had to fucking fight their way out. One of the commanders is another friend of mine. He stole a fucking Iraqi tank to help get him out, And then,
holy shit, why don't people know about this?
It's crazy. And
do you think it's because of the political ramifications of how it would look?
I think it's just because they don't have anybody there to tell their stories. Yeah, there was and
I mean, if there's anything that could be, pulled from the lives, the years, the money, the things that we invested there, and you could be like, I've never heard these stories of them being like, oh, well, we fought back, we just didn't have enough. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
And the heroism was incredible. So like, especially in Mosul, when ISIS won their last stand, Mosul was just absolutely insane, And what I ended up doing, so like, I got really close with these guys, and my last deployment there in 2020, what I started doing is I made my guys go out and start gathering some of these stories.
Yeah.
And so what I ended up doing was doing like an awards board just with my ODA. And I put together a bunch of certificates and stuff, got it signed off by the Iraqi generals. And then we ended up doing a ceremony, and I gave out Valor Awards to, at least in the battalion that I was working with, like to the most deserving that I thought. So I put out, it was like 20 or 30 Valor Awards to these dudes. And it was.
Do you have any photos of this?
I do, yeah.
Oh, I want to.
Yeah, and I have their stories still. I still have their stories and stuff.
Yeah, if we can, whatever we can share, I want to.
Any like stories that you even want to share about that stuff, it doesn't even have to be today, just later on, that we can just publish and make sure that like, those stories are getting out.
I'm fucking upset that this isn't more widely known.
Yeah, so like, these dudes are absolutely heroes, and we didn't support them as much as we should. And
that's a fucking understatement. Yeah. Here's what I'm thinking right now when you're telling these stories. What a fucking blessing. What an absolute fucking blessing. To have done all that stuff there, to come back, to have the question answered. Was it worth it? To be able to see that firsthand, that there were people that actually gave a shit.
Yeah.
That were like, we're fighting too.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody who's got that. I don't know anyone who has any version of that. Yeah, no. Right? Do you know any, like, to just see that it wasn't for fucking nothing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because all I'm thinking now is like, I've been spending a lot of time with Tyler lately. And so whenever I see him, I'm just like, I'm fucking taken back by, he's the last injured person from the war. Everyone should follow Whistling Death on all platforms. Tyler Vargas Andrews.
It's like what you're sharing right now. Just, I get chills hearing about it, and it just makes things. It just makes you look at it totally different than what we have in the past. And I'm sure there's a lot of veterans out there that feel that way as 100%, well. 100%.
So. And there's like,
but just be able to see it, to be like,
the
guys,
amount of heroism that comes from each and every one of those dudes. It's unreal that these people don't know. Like every single one of these dudes. And I've talked to a bunch of them, and they are struggling big time with PTSD, and it's
the Iraqis.
100%. Yeah,
of course they are.
And they are hyper pro-American. They absolutely love us.
Why does nobody know that? I don't know that, and I feel pretty fucking well versed in this shit.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I don't know, to be honest with you. I think it's more just like
feels like control.
might have to contact Preston.
Yeah, dude, Preston be the only. I am gonna. Yeah, I've got to. Like, 'cause it feels intentional.
Yes,
is what I'll say.
I think
like we're still in Iraq right now. Most people don't know that. I know guys who are doing deployments. I know a sergeant major who was over there, a CSM with can't remember, doesn't matter, but he's one of your fellow beret brethren.
I think it's less. I think it's less of like they're kind of trying to. I don't think they're trying to control a narrative. I think it's more of just. I think you've heard of how they say quiet professionals kind of thing. I think it's more of like a silent professional where nobody tells these stories. Everybody just keeps it to themselves. We know among the community, especially in fifth group, what, ICTF and CTS are,
Yeah, but I think the world needs to know more about the fact that the war came to an end, and it did come to an end, but there's still the reciprocity, I think is the right word, of the Iraqi people in particular.
Yeah.
That they
especially
took
in 2011,
up. Yeah, that there is that. I mean, because when you look at Afghanistan by juxtaposition of it, you see them like just taking over rollerblading downtown Kabul or whatever. Yeah. And like, it's chaos. And like, now they're even doing interviews being like, this sucks. We want to go back to being insurgents. Like, there's no,
it's too easy. It's no fun.
There's no fun. And like, there's not that at all. But like, and of course the difference is I never went to Iraq, but that's like an actual somewhat more civilized country from my understanding.
They're very civilized. Baghdad is a fucking really cool city.
That's what everyone tells me. I kind of want to go.
The best steak I've ever had was in one of the restaurants in Baghdad.
What's the name of that restaurant?
It was the Guevara Steakhouse.
The what?
The Guevara Steakhouse, like Che Guevara.
Wait.
It's not. I don't know if it's named.
I don't
after
know
Che
if Fat
Guevara.
Electrician will let me talk about communists this way, but yeah.
Yeah. It's it was Guevara Steakhouse. Best steak I've ever had in my entire life.
Well, let's pull it up.
You would put Guevara Steakhouse. Yeah. GUEVV, I think, something like that.
You know, it'd be funny if it's like his grandson or something.
But it's in Baghdad. Yep, that's it. Right
Holy shit! The best steak you've ever had.
Yeah. I don't know if you want to put that online, but yeah.
I'll put that online. I don't give a shit. I mean, what I heard was a little bit of patriotism got over there, and they're like, steaks are pretty good. Damn.
Yeah, that's in the Mansour district of Baghdad.
Yeah,
it's super. They're super modern. They're.
That's what I'm saying. So like, what I guess what I'm trying to get at is that like, when I would go in Afghanistan, I'd be like, hey, this is your flag, this is your president. And like, what the fuck's that? They didn't know. There was no identity of country as a whole. It's very tribal. It's well known. But like, Iraq was modern, and we wiped the slate clean.
Yeah, I think all these issues, especially with Iraq and the Middle East, I think initially it all stemmed back from the 80s and our mishandling with Iraq or with Iran.
Yeah.
And then obviously it came to a head in 2003 when we took out the Ba'ath Party, and then we put in a bunch of fucking cronies.
Yes.
And then from there, decisions we made in 2003 came to a head in 2011, and then also came to haunt us in 2014 when we were trying to do everything. It was in 2011 was a nightmare for the Iraqis. It was a nightmare. They didn't want us to leave. Obviously,
that was supposed to be my last appointment, was shutting down green zones. But we went to Marge instead. Was shutting down green zones in 2010 to 11 or 2009 to 10. They're like, you're going to the green zone, just shutting them down one by one. And I was like, that sounds cool. That sounds easy.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll get fat on this deployment. I mean, it's just,
and
it makes me feel like it was worth it.
Yeah.
Am I verbalizing that the right way? That's what I'm like. How fucking beautiful that you were like able to like learn that like the lives that were lost, the toll that was paid by you and your family.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't in vain.
It wasn't in vain.
Yeah. 100%. And I think the single biggest issue that happened was in 2003 that we completely disbanded the Ba'ath Party. Like seriously, and
you can say it. I don't know enough about it to speak on it.
And that's just because like the Sunni and Shia thing.
Yeah, which they don't get along.
No,
yeah.
I mean, yes, not all, and obviously Saddam Hussein was Sunni, and they held down the Shia, even though Sunni, I think, is 25 to 30% in Iraq, and it's about 70 to 80-ish% Shia, and for context, Iran, it's a Shia Muslim ran country, so like all these issues that we're having once we put the Shia in charge of Iraq. And I'm not saying that was good or bad, but essentially they started, hammering down on the Sunni, which was the minority at the time. And
they were just getting back at him.
Yeah, after we left in 2003, the Shia were just hammering back at them. Essentially, and then because of that, that's how ISIS came up, and they were freedom fighters essentially, at least in their mind.
Fill in that vacuum, baby.
Yeah, they formed after Zarqawi was killed. If you remember him, he was actually killed in Ramadi. We hunted him a whole bunch in 2005.
Yes.
But yeah, it's we made a lot of mistakes along the way. Obviously, who the fuck knows when you're actually doing it? I remember I used to always think there was some like grand master plan. The government had this grand master plan, and there's people moving things into place, and that like I just don't know it, but like geniuses are doing it. But after I've seen on the other side of the fence, and like I'm so much less of a conspiracy theorist now. It's more, in my opinion, it's more of just like people are trying their best and just fucking suck at their jobs.
Yeah. You know, they're government employees.
Yeah, there's no, I mean, I'm sure there is some conspiracies that are real, but like there's no master plan. It's just a bunch of people trying their best and fucking failing.
Yeah.
A bunch of idiots trying their best, you know?
I always like the thing where they're like, well, they didn't find any WMDs. Right. And people were like, oh, well, it was off. Brother, they wanted to find WMDs.
Yeah.
It just that's the one thing they were looking for.
Yeah.
But they couldn't find them. Like people in like there are some weird things, and I agree with you. Like there are weird things out there, but like it's much more just good old fashioned incompetence and ignorance. Like, you know, it's not as deep as the people think the well is. Instead it's literally people are just like, you know, like, I don't know. Like I remember I read this thing once. Or I think I saw a video. It was like one of the guys they put in charge of Iraq. He was like the American advisor, and he was like an ambassador. And he had no real qualifications, but he was trying to build a government in real time post-invasion.
Yeah.
And he was the one who put who in place? The
Shia.
The Shia in place. He was just like, they seem good. And like that was his only qualifications. He'd been like a lifelong politician, way in over his head, but he was really good at like understanding like control and logistics of multiple different parts, because it's basically a company. Right,
100%, yeah.
Like a country's basically a company, and like the company's broken, bombed, and depleted, and they're trying to build it in real time.
Yeah, and you know, and then like these mistakes are made, and I to be honest, I don't blame like the head, like I don't blame Obama, for instance, for pulling out 2011, even though he was wanted. I blame every commander on their way down for essentially advising him and switching the narrative.
It's not his fault.
100%.
It's really not his fault. You know, like it's the general's fault.
Yeah.
And I don't know where that starts, but I know where it stops. You know what I mean?
It starts at the bottom. So like, for instance, before we've put up sit reps saying that like, these people aren't as good as they think they are, this and that. And then I got told like, stop, you need to start changing your sit reps to stop
your language.
Stop being so doom and gloom.
Really?
The verbiage. And I'm just like, that's
some
like
fucking lieutenant,
truth, you know?
Yeah, and some lieutenant colonel saying bullshit.
You're spot on right there, you know? And then it goes back to Vietnam. If you ever listen to anything that David Hackworth says, you know, it's like, it's the
not
narrative
that
you're bringing up all the way is the reason why we're losing these wars, because we're telling these commanders what they want to hear as opposed to what they need to hear.
Isn't that the number one problem though? The number one problem with war as a whole is we're never as honest as we should be.
100%, yeah.
Like we kind of dress it up to make it. I would much prefer someone's like, it's not going fucking well.
Yeah.
Things are going bad. Troops are dying. We got to figure some shit out. As opposed to like, we're maintaining to grow the battle space. If you look over time, you know, as I've seen them, I've even like advised, and on a much smaller scale, I wasn't told doom and gloom. Like, well, you know, we had this outcome. And I'm like, yeah, but every time I go outside, the fucking ground starts exploding and bullets start flying everywhere. It's not going well. We have a bigger AO, yes, sir, but it's more dangerous than ever. So does it really matter?
Exactly,
no.
yeah.
Like but that was what we were telling him during the rip. I'll never forget being like, well, our AO's big. Well, that doesn't mean shit.
Yeah.
Are we in control of it? No.
Yeah, we own 300 meters sometimes.
Yeah. I was like, as far as that tower can see, that's what I'm okay with. And he can't see far, and he's 18, and I'm pretty sure he's dumb. So like,
I'm pretty sure he's whacking off in the tower, because that's what I did. He's whacking off and hoping ghosts aren't going to show up, you know?
Yeah. And that's what it's like to serve your country. Hey, American soldier. Still, yeah, people don't know what it's like to reuse dip. When you've reused dip, when you've washed dip through, when you put it back in the can and not throw it away, that's when you're like, man, probably should have gone to college. Probably should have listened to some teacher ever.
Yeah.
God, dude. I mean, what a fucking thing. Here's another question for you, since you're spooky special forces guy. Do we have jetpacks yet?
Dude, I saw some stuff on Instagram about those things, like the little Iron Man things.
Yeah,
those are pretty fucking cool.
I heard they're testing them out at Coronado.
Oh, really? Are they actually like,
allegedly?
I knew the dude was wearing camouflage. I didn't know he was actually into like.
Allegedly, I mean, I think they brought him down to Fleet Week in Miami, which is a horrible idea.
Yeah.
To give a bunch of squeals like jetpacks in Miami. Like it sounds like the start of like their takeover of the world.
Yeah.
What are some other special forces secrets you can tell me that wouldn't be secrets anymore?
Oh, let me think.
Is it really as bad as they say?
Like what?
SEER school?
SEER school? I fucking loved SEER school.
You're such a psycho.
No, I mean, it was, dude, it was so fucking cool.
It's role playing. Big time.
It was
big
like
time.
learning all the survival stuff was fucking incredible.
Even when you got captured?
When you got captured, it sucked, but you knew it wasn't fucking real.
Yeah.
You know? And
Dude, but you say that, and there's multiple levels of SEER school, as people know. This is all public.
Yeah.
Other podcasts that are quadruple 100 times bigger than this have talked about it ad nauseum.
Yeah.
But were there people that were like, "This is real"? That like bought in? Did you ever see that?
not so much that I saw. There were some people that were taking it pretty fucking hard.
That's what I'm saying.
You know,
they're like, you're like, bro, it's
yeah, like calm down, dude. So like,
it's 3 days.
there was like these there was like these wood chips in there that we had to keep working on, like, because they just worked us all fucking day, you know. And we're supposed to like draw like their flag symbol or whatever. So I just kept drawing dicks, you know. And it was.
I bet they worked you over.
Yeah, it was just.
Yeah, they did.
It was funny at some points to me, you know, because like I knew it wasn't real, and it was good fucking training. When you got out of it, you were like, you're still kind of in a daze. You're like, oh fuck, dude, I was, you know, it was cool, dude.
My buddy Mike went through it, and a female was working him over and hit him with not the flat.
The females were the meanest ones.
Yeah,
dude.
that's what he was saying. But like, he made a cut, and the medic came in to like treat him. They pulled the card and they paused the scenario. And then they treated him, and he's like sitting in a chair, and he goes, hey, bro, I think she likes me. And then the medic turned around and was like, don't fucking make jokes, bro. Like, but I could see you doing a very similar thing.
No, I didn't really joke around. There was one time where I was getting like interrogated, and for some reason I knew he wasn't going to hit me because he kept like throwing me around and like being like loud and aggressive. And I laughed a little bit. I was like, fuck. And so like he left and brought him.
Were you this size in? You're a big boy.
No, I was a lot smaller back then. Yeah.
What, like 20?
And then being starved for what, 3 weeks, 10 days?
Yeah, it was like actually 10 days of starvation.
The whole course is 3 weeks, right?
Yeah.
That's a survival, and that's the survival stuff. They take you out and they're like, this is how you eat a chicken without a knife. And you just like, you pull it inside out. Isn't that true?
I just remember one of the stories you told me. I think you said you hadn't eaten for, I can't remember how many days, but you just said you had like a rabbit and a handful of rice.
We got a freaking a roadkill raccoon is what we ended up eating. It was fucking the grossest thing I've ever had in my life. Like apparently, I know now that like there's like adrenaline sacs inside of raccoons that when you cut them up, you're not supposed to pop them or else it'll like taste bad.
Yeah,
and I didn't fucking know that, and we boiled that shit. It was fucking gross. Yeah.
Even
you ate our state animal?
Yeah, right.
How dare you?
I know. I fucking love trash pandas.
They're hilarious. There's one at the Sonic by my house. He shows up. Every time we see him, we give him a little French fry, and he has this real human hand.
Yeah.
My goal is to eventually train a bunch of army of raccoons for mischievous deeds.
Oh, wait, dude, I have a shirt. It's a big raccoon face and just said everything.
Is that like
sucks.
a state animal or something?
It is the state animal.
Is it really?
I'm
Wow.
99% sure. Will you verify it so you don't get canceled?
No, it makes sense considering it's the Tennessee Titans mascot. So,
yeah.
Oh, that is. That's right.
Yeah. They should have him be. That would be awesome if the 12th man was like 12 raccoons moving the sword. Like, they came out there.
Hell yeah.
Oh, so what else? Tell me more about special. I want to know all about special forces. Can I join? Can I be one?
You absolutely can.
Yeah. I don't want to do the other stuff. I just want to like all the perks.
All the perks.
You know what I'm saying? Like I want to get to where you are in your career.
like you just want to wear the beret?
Yeah.
You can have mine.
Nah, dude, I would never. Not in a million years. Not in a million years. You've had an incredible career. I'm trying to think of like other stuff.
Halo. Tell us about Halo.
You've done Halo jumping?
Yeah, quite a bit.
Tell me about it, Master Chief.
Halo instructor now, right? Or you assist with the school?
No, I'm not an instructor.
Can you help me get my license?
Not right now. No, I'm not an instructor.
Well, that's it. Anyways, thanks for joining us here on that. No,
I have like 350 jumps right now.
Holy shit!
It's fun. It's I'm a little bit different than most people to where like mostly everybody likes skydiving, and skydiving's fun.
Yeah.
But like for me, what I enjoy the most is like at nighttime, full wall locker, which means you have your weapon, you have your rucksack, you have your O2, everything on, and it's nighttime and you're over a city and you're like, dude, this is so fucking awesome, and you're about to jump it, 10 to 14,000 feet. It's uncomfortable and heavy and shit, but like, dude, it's fucking awesome.
You have 350 Halo jumps?
Yeah.
Is this
how many regular jumps do you have?
Is this picture a good representation or?
the cool thing about that was we were in Eloy, Arizona, Skydive, Arizona.
Yeah, that's where everyone
for
goes.
That was the eclipse in 2017, and we jumped during that eclipse. So that's pretty cool.
Do you ever
Call it
get
our
tired
eclipse.
of being cool as shit?
Dude, I'm not cool at all.
Every story you've told is the coolest story until you tell another story.
Yeah.
You just talked about how you felt like a man doing a halo jump over a dark city, a Middle Eastern city.
I know I've never jumped a combat, unfortunately. No, I was like jumping over fucking Clarksville, Tennessee.
Hey, the Middle East of Tennessee,
Yeah.
Dude, can we say your social media? Do you want that or no?
Yeah, sure. I don't care.
How do you say it?
Al Chapo.
Al Chapo,
Like the-
ABU _ HARIB _
Oh, yeah. That's Abu Hadab. That is,
Abu Hadab.
that's my nickname in Iraq. It means the father of war.
God damn it, dude. Every story is more cooler than the last.
Yeah. That's my nickname in Iraq, the father of war.
No kidding.
Yeah. That's my people love me. I fucking love those guys. Yeah.
Thank you. Dude, the clips are going to be off the charts with this one. But speaking of the father of war, you've learned so much. You've taken the skills that you have on the battlefield and you've applied them to what you're doing next. You've said you're going to most likely retire, correct?
Yeah.
And you've started a company.
I did. It's Munson Offensive Solutions, LLC. And it's, we started, going back to that sniper trip in 2018 in Syria. My sniper partner, Charlie Kirksey, and we use drones to kill people all the time. We like little quadcopters, we hacked them and we fly them around and use them all the time to find people to kill. But we're just like, we were amazed because we're snipers and we're always kind of like thinking, we're noticing during heavy wind days, we saw that drone correcting for the wind by itself. You know, the little quadcopter connecting for its by itself. And
do you have a social media thing for this, by the way?
I don't know.
Start one.
Yeah. And so we're like, dude, these fucking drones read the wind.
Because it's auto-correcting to the environment. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. It does it himself, yeah. And so we started like, okay, this has to be a thing, So we ended up reaching out to the owner of Applied Ballistics, which is the, they do ballistics for all sniper weapons. And, and started talking about it and convinced us to doing a patent. And we ended up figuring out how to gain or how to get the wind speed and direction at elevation, wherever that bird's at, by using the angular deviation of the bird, which means like which way is it tilting?
Yes.
And then also each of the electrical motor inputs going into the IMU, which is like the electrical motor inside the bird, and pulling all that data and then getting the wind speed and direction from that quadcopter. And so we're working to apply it to Applied Ballistics, trying to get in an ATAC, which is like the little handheld stuff that we use. Like it's called Android Tactical Awareness Kit. So essentially, we're able to pull wind speed and direction at any point of any trajectory of any unguided projectile. So
this is literally going to reshape the battlefield.
I hope so.
Me too.
Whether we're using it for sniper weapons, which we initially used it for.
Long range.
And we tested it too. So like we could pull post data, so we could pull it afterwards, pull it, and then get the wind speeds after the fact.
Yes.
And we're still working on making it real time. But we did post data analysis, and we shot out to 800 meters, I think it was initially, and we were off. I think it was 1/10 of a mil, which at 800 meters it was like 3 or 4 inches at 800 meters as far as rating the wind goes.
Just pulling it straight from the bird.
From the bird, yeah.
Wow.
And so we're also hoping to use it for mortars. So I think mortars is an indirect weapon.
Mortars never go away too. Mortars are always going to be used in every battle till the end of time.
And
it works on the dead space of a battlefield, and it moves troops.
100%.
And they're simple. It's a fucking nail and a fucking tube and a fucking rocket. You just drop it.
And we think that the biggest reason why it's an indirect weapon, because we know what the ballistics are of the mortar round, and it goes up to 14,000 feet, which is the max ordnance. Wind is a huge factor. And we found out that you only need the wind for 1/3 of the route for the mortar. And
why not the rest of it? What happens after that?
I think that's just where the wind corrects it the most. And by the time I don't know the exact science.
Just moving too fast, probably.
Yeah. I'm not a freaking aerospace engineer, unfortunately.
Thank God. It'd be a boring show.
But we're hoping that it turns indirect fire weapons like the mortar into direct fire weapons because the wind has so much push on that thing, because it's going so far and so high that the wind is a huge factor into that. And then one of the things that I would really like to see it get worked on as well is in parachuting as well. So like, especially with like static line, you have a dude on the ground that has to measure the wind, and then we call in the birds kind of thing. And then for the dudes jumping, and right now we're using a giant fucking balloon called a pie ball, a giant red balloon, and we have to bring a helium tank out and then launch it and do a bunch of stupid ass math.
That's crazy.
And then we get the mean effective wind, and then we put it out and we, set up the drop zone for the jumpers to come in.
Yeah.
Whereas if I use this quadcopter, send it up to 1,000 feet, 1,500 feet, bring it back down, it'll be done in 30 seconds, and the wind will be accurate.
Dude, what are you bad at?
Dancing.
I'm horrible at fucking dancing. I'm not a
Thank God.
I'm not a good swimmer.
Who gives a shit? Sounds like it would just be moving by drones in the next year. Just fucking set up like 4 of them underneath your feet. You'll be fine.
That'd be badass, right?
That would be sick. Fuck, dude. I want part of that product.
Yeah, did you ever? One of the funniest things that I've seen was like they're like, we should get a drone show for like the uncontacted tribes in the Amazon and put on a show and make them our
brother. You should do it. You should find them.
So like we put a big face in the sky and we're like, I'm your god now.
Yeah. Abu Halab has arrived.
Yeah.
They started singing to you like Dune. It would be awesome.
Yeah, no shit, right?
Have you seen? Has just reminded me. Have you seen the old 1960s drone platform they made?
No.
Have you seen that, Blast? We pulled up. It's Army drone shooting platform. It's from the 60s. It's literally, you could probably do this with your company. It's an old photo. It's just a guy standing, maybe drone's not the right word, floating or flying platform. It's
like a 60s flying.
I think it says like Army flying platform might be better.
Was it like a dude just strapped to a bird or something?
No, it's a dude on like a fucking fan, just like, and it goes, that's it.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those. That's badass.
That's apparently real.
Yeah.
That is crazy. And it apparently works pretty well. I don't know why it stopped, but I figured they have them up at 5th Group. What is it called?
That's pretty cool.
Time to get some Munson technology
right?
on
Yeah.
that, dude. I mean, if you can collect data, just a big. It's also like the most like Cold War era technology. Just a big ceiling fan that says U.S. Army all around it.
Yeah.
Like we're like the Ruskies will never get this. When I'd also like to come up there and talk to some more of your GB friends. I've been to the Oasis Chow Hall. I understand how cool it is.
I've never been there, actually.
It's incredible.
Yeah, I've been there for only 10 years and I've never ate there.
Brother, it's the
I heard
best chow hall.
pretty good, yeah.
It's the best chow I've ever seen. You guys have a juicing machine.
Yeah.
Because God forbid.
What kind of juice are we talking about?
It's oranges. Fresh. Yeah. Well, I didn't see that one. But it's oranges, slices it up and pulls it out. And I was like, dude, to be a Green Beret is awesome.
Yeah, I've never been there, yeah.
No, it's cool because every time I go up there, everyone's like, that's where Faith Grab is. That's where Faith Grab. And I was like,
they put a smack dab in the middle of a fucking post. It's
yeah,
not,
that's what I was like, really? And they're like,
we would go there.
yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's literally like, yeah, that's where the special forces guys go to work.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I saw all the Tacomas in the parking lot. I'm aware.
Yeah.
No, but I'd love to come out there sometime, see.
Yeah, we could get some going. Like get you on a range day. They have Green Beret for a day every year as well. And they like do a bunch of different stuff for different people.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we should definitely go to that.
Let's do that. I
Green
want to
Beret
see.
for
I
a
want to see
day.
the whole thing. I want to be like, this is where we keep blah blah blah.
You got to
Yeah.
bring Tito.
So we keep
too.
the lightsabers, or whatever stuff.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, Green Beret Day. Green Beret for a Day is an event that 5th Group puts on every year, and it's phenomenal. It brings a bunch of companies and donors out, especially like donors for like the SF Charitable Fund or Green Beret Foundation.
Tim Montana came out to it, I believe.
And Tim Montana.
The country music singer.
Oh, I don't know much about country music, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, he does rock now, but he came
yeah.
out with Special Ops Excursions. You know them, right?
I fucking love those guys.
They're incredible.
Yeah.
They're incredible.
Yeah.
His nonprofit event, Tim Montana Clay Shoot, happens every year. You should come.
It just happened.
No, it happens every year in October.
Yeah.
Are you going to come to this one?
Sure, I could go to the next one. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I know they like come to y'all and they're like, we need some Green Berets to go hang out and shoot.
Yeah. That happens quite a bit, but it's pretty cool. There's a lot of cool opportunities. Yeah. And Green Beret for a day is a really good one, but like also I could probably, do like the bro hookup for you. You know what I'm saying?
It'd be fun if me and Boz just like go around and like they treat us like Make-A-Wish kids.
I'd like to show Tito. Tito's like obsessed with the army.
For real.
So
Dude,
like,
yeah, fuck yeah, why not?
yeah. And I think he would.
Yeah, it was funny.
Give him a gun. Yeah.
Yeah, I brought my boy Wyatt one time when I was still a team sergeant in charge of a free fall team. I brought him with us to one of our sniper ranges, and
Brother.
And I put him in. I gave him one of our radios. I gave him a rubber duck, and I put a
That's so
helmet on him. And I made him man the 240 on the whole drive out there. Yeah, he loved it. Yeah, he freaking loved it.
That's sick,
You
dude.
know,
I
and
love it.
My youngest is always like, "Dad, you're the king of the army, right?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, dude."
Abu Harib, son.
Yeah, Abu Gideon.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool, man. Because like, and that's why I'm so happy that you're here doing this. It's like this will live forever. So your kids will always be able to reference this episode when they want to know.
Yeah, my kids, they're starting to ask questions a little bit. My daughter,
How old is
mostly,
she?
She's 10. So I got an 11-year-old boy, 10-year-old little girl, and a 7-year-old little boy.
Mine started really about that time. Mine are 16 and 14. And like now, of course, there's stuff so much more public. But initially it was just like we would go to like a place and like people, my youngest daughter, I think it was her, she goes, "Dad, why do certain people treat you different?"
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. She's like, yeah, we go to like places and people like come up to you or they like shake your hand and stuff. And then they have like these gaps, especially because they were both really young when everything was happening. I can't imagine what your kids are going through. Because it's hard because you don't want to be like, this happened on this
exactly.
day.
Yeah. So like, my little girl especially asks me sometimes like, what's a silver star? How'd you get that kind of thing?
I can't imagine that, yeah.
And like you said, like legit after I wrote that memoir, like it came off my shoulders. I could talk about it.
Good.
Fucking like it's nothing now, Not
yeah,
nothing, but
I understand what you're saying. You
know.
do need to talk about it because here's the thing, and I want to say this. You die twice, right?
Yeah.
When they put you in the ground and the last time your name is said,
Yeah.
right? And we're going to say John Castro,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And what was the doc's name?
Pardun. Jason Pardun.
Jason Pardun.
Yeah. He was fucking phenomenal.
Bro, I mean, you talk like not when we didn't have Apaches flying over us. When we had Apaches and Doc Pardon on missions with us, we felt invincible.
Damn.
Fuck Apaches.
Yeah. That's fucking high praise right there.
Yeah.
He was awesome. And then, bad stuff happened with his family when he got out. It got too much for him, and it's.
Oh, dude, I know.
And to couple that with like the deployment that he had with the 82nd before that.
And I think docs just, we have corpsmen, you'll have docs. They just don't get enough. They don't get enough love or real understanding of when they show up, someone's dying or dead.
Yeah.
And that's I can't think of a harder
Or
way.
has an STD.
Well, yeah, I did. Yeah.
Give me that Z-Pack, baby.
Give me the Z-Pack. I see you're a man of culture. Yeah, no, and like they're just not really understood for like what it's like,
Yeah.
And it takes a brave person who's like, honest to God, their whole thing is like, I'm gonna show up, do my job, and hopefully everyone around me is holding security and keeps me alive.
Yeah.
Right.
While I'm doing work, and it's and it have to explain. Now you got to talk. Dad, what does that mean about your silver star? Like, those are the things that I think about when you're having to be a father, a husband, talk to your family and just try and be like, yeah, this is what happened.
Yeah.
This is why things are this way. This is why, Dad's sad sometimes. This is what I always say. This is why I'm, Dad's kind of mopey sometimes.
Yeah. When your dad's a little bitch,
Yeah. No, I mean, like I had bad years.
Yeah.
Gnarly years.
Yeah.
Gnarly years where I wasn't, I remember my anti-veteran phase. That was rough.
Yeah.
You'll
like-
go through it.
Huh?
Now, I don't know if Al's going to go through it.
I probably will. I mean,
I think if you do 20 years, it's different though.
Yeah, I think so
Because
too.
you're working through the whole phases
Right.
in real time.
I'm going to get out and immediately sport my
Well, you're a
OIF
Green Beret. Your
fucking
first thing you
teach.
do when you get out as a Green Beret is you have to stop from everyone blowing you because you're like, I'm a Special Forces stud. Welcome,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just, it happens. I think it happens in different.
I think you're right.
Ages.
Too. I think if you go 20 years and you go you go all the way, you probably don't encounter that phase. But if you get out before that, like it is definitely a real thing.
Yeah.
And
I did it.
Yeah,
I was rough.
Very much happens to me.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea how I'm going to react mentally when I get out. It's, I mean, it's all I've known. It's all I've known. War was all I know. And it's all I obsessed over. At one point, I came down on orders to go be a free fall instructor down in Yuma, and it was a 4-year gig. And at this time, I think I had like 16 or 17 years in, and like I'm pretty much almost had a fucking panic attack, saying like, "Oh fuck, the war's over for me. Like I'm done." Yeah, I ended up getting out of those orders, but like, I fucking almost lost my shit. I'm like, it was weird.
It was having to embrace that reality.
Yeah, like the fucking war's over, dude. Holy shit! And I've come to terms with it now, but it's like just fucking.
There's nothing else like it. I was talking to someone about it earlier. It's like you operate at such a high level, and then all of a sudden you're not.
Yeah.
Especially if you're in infantry, if you're in special forces, if you're doing combat, like it's the craziest jump. Like I was in Marja, and then 30 days later, I was in Disney World with my 2 kids.
Yeah.
And like my hair gets really, really blonde when I'm in the sun, so I look like discount Eminem.
Yeah.
Like a little bit, but like it's just crazy to see me holding my 2 daughters in like Tinkerbell and Cinderella dresses when 30 days prior I was like, "Where are the Taliban?" Like, and like, no, that's the only thing where you'll have that experience. And so, you've been doing it for 20 years, right? And
I got 64 months in combat, I think.
That's wild.
And you can correct me, but I see, like, I obviously follow your social media and stuff like that, but like, I don't think you're gonna have a problem because like, one, you went all the way, right? You accomplished what you accomplished, but I see the way you are with your family and your kids.
Yeah.
Like you pour so much into them, into what they're doing and their sports and their activities and stuff like that. Like I think at that point you're able to kick back and just support them.
I hope so. I think that
that's the best adventure.
My kids are everything for me.
Yeah.
My kids are absolutely everything. My wife is everything to me, and they're amazing.
How long were you in before you started having kids?
A long time.
About halfway?
I was 27. Yeah. A little bit, about halfway. Almost exactly. Yeah. I was 27 when I had my little girl. And then I had my little boy 3 years later, got divorced 2 years after that, I think. But the kids are, fucking, my kids are everything.
Yeah. No, it's the best.
Yeah.
It's the best job I ever had.
Oh, 100%. Being a dad is so fucking cool.
It's so cool. I don't, yeah. I love it.
It's hard, except for, especially little boys. It's hard. For me, being a dad to boys is the hardest thing in the world. Because, like, you don't know, should I be super strict on them? It's like, it's hard not to be strict on them because, like, you need to be a fucking man. You need to be a fucking man, Right. And
I got all girls, so I can't.
Dude, I bet that's amazing. I bet it also sucks at the same time.
I know they're going to take care of me when I get older.
Yeah.
A son would like look at me like, Han Solo and cut me in half, I'm pretty sure. But the hardest part though about being a father is your whole goal is to get them to a place where they can leave you.
Yeah.
I don't want them to fucking leave.
Dude, yeah.
I don't want them to leave. It's the farthest thing that I could have ever wanted.
Yeah.
But if I don't help them become the successful, independent people that I know that my daughters can be, then I failed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So my whole goal is to be like, make them successful enough in life, put them through as much positive adversity as I can, reinforce their sense of self, make them understand that who they are goes beyond the surface and deeper into them as a character. Then I'll have accomplished my goal. But a big part of me is like,
just hang out with dad.
Just stay here. Just stay here.
Yeah.
So my plan is to eventually get to a point, the good Lord willing, and the creek doesn't rise, that I have like property and I'm like, hey, I bought you a house. You can have it.
Yeah.
Because there's I think it's Gridley's Barbecue or something in Memphis. This guy has this very successful barbecue chain of restaurants. He bought all of his kids' property right next to each other. So like his kids are next to him and his grandkids, they all literally like are down this road. And I remember when I heard that, I was like, okay, I'll make that my life goal.
That's a bad idea. Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah.
Just be
like,
like,
maybe get like a house where you could bring the grandparents in,
My house, their 2 houses. Be like,
essentially to own a cul-de-sac.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's where my kids missed out big time on like having family, They have a lot of friends, but like, being military family, like they don't have their grandparents. They don't have their cousins.
Right.
Ever,
yeah. And it's tough, but like you're in the perfect place now because they're not teenagers yet, but they're younger.
Yeah, the preteens.
Preteens.
Yeah, turning into little assholes. Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
My son's still cool. My littlest one, he's still cool for now. But yeah.
Yeah.
The oldest two are, they're starting.
It's tough because they're just little people that can't do all the stuff yet.
Yeah.
And then they're trying to contend with everything that's coming at them. It's just, I don't know.
They question our shit.
Yeah. When we grew up, it'd be like, why are we doing that? Shut up. All right, cool.
I fucking said so.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Understood.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. It's good stuff. Well, as we're closing here, are there any final parting thoughts? Anything you want people to take away from this?
Dude, I don't know, man. It's
Thank you so much for sharing everything. You've been fucking incredible.
It's I appreciate you having me, and it's I don't know. It'll be hard pressed to take my advice because I still kind of feel like I'm fucking half retarded. I'll always be that way. But it just I appreciate you having me. And it just, as we move forward as like a people, especially like the veteran community, I hope that our strides forward, especially with like mental health, people aren't afraid to get help. They aren't afraid to call. Like I have lost way more people to suicide than I've had to combat casualties, and I'm pretty sure that's that for the majority of people around here. It's the worst. And as people move forward to be, to get better, and to be open to all the different kinds of healing there is. Don't be, behavioral health counseling is incredible. Therapy is incredible. And I'm looking forward to see where the world goes with, like all the new developments with like, experimental like psychedelics and stuff. And I heard that's,
I've fucking done it. It changed my life.
It's going to be incredible for people to start doing that.
The second you retire, I'm going to send you on a trip. Literally.
It's going to, as long as we keep moving forward, helping fucking people with not just veterans, but everybody in the world with, all their issues and, showing that mental health is something we got to like work on and strive towards. I hope everybody gets better. We'll see how everything goes.
Yeah. Well, I can't thank you enough again for being here. What is the company called again?
Just Munson Offensive Solutions. Yeah.
Munson Offensive Solutions. Abu Harib on Instagram. Check him out. And again, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me, man.
You're our first ever 2-part episode, and I couldn't think of anyone better to do it.
That's
hands
cool.
down. Hands down. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah.